no homene so ya lockdown ba ye no enum eno na ka obetumi atu saa nyema no nyina ase ama nkramantam emu ate wan nanso ewa bra won mo pagya lockdown no ape ena afi no esan hyase ene ye wudi wani kyeremu ankrampopuni mantam no mu a kwa bra ne timi ye nwura ewo ne fie ewo so bonkum hwe nifa obi ani ho wo man so gotamu twɛw na kyese ensuo mfa nkɔ ensuo ne tene saa na akwakochoki ba ne saa na nsu yiri no ena efa amanfo no na eno no wode ato dwa kyerɛ saa nyema no nyina na enya de a bɛboa ama cleaner city ya ye pese gidin ewo akrampompuni mantam no ebetimi awie mu pɛyom ma me sisiria abnada pada nsɛm nyina di wabra wakoko pie mu ewo appointment committee anim na won mo etoto na no na enum no wode ato dwa kyerɛ sɛ ewo mu sɛ aban na hyadwumadie na se wonwie ye na aban no ba konkoden ya wo betumi biada sɛ de bɛyɛ nankran cleaner city no ebetimi aya adwuma yentie ma me sisiria abnada pa.
Yes, indeed. The president didn't only say that he will make Accra the cleanest, he would want to make Accra the cleanest city. He said the whole country needs to be clean. I think the president must be commended for this bold declaration. It was up to us, the stakeholders and the key players, to do our work. As the Honorable Minister has exhibited, we also do monitoring around. I will not doubt all these pictures. As I speak, our monitors are in the field. And when they come back, we deal with the specific the metropolitan or in Accra, in the big cities, we deal with them. They do have a challenge with solid waste. That is why we need this huge pillar of sanitation authority to help strategize and direct affairs, especially in the business, central business districts, the CBDs. They do have a huge problem. And then one area that we have identified is that they don't even work on Sundays. Those who hold the franchise, we are still negotiating with them. I must pay tribute to the contractors who, through their association, have gotten some of these contracts to up their game, and we mean to also emphasize our monitoring units to make sure they move around, and before sunrise, all these things shouldn't be on our books, I should say. They will give excuses for logistics. We've taken note of their challenges, and I'm sure that very soon we will find long-lasting, sustainable solutions to them. On the President's declaration, I think, like I said, I want to reiterate and emphasize that it's a very bold declaration, and we need all of us. The motto is keep Ghana clean, and the answer is play your part. You know, these are the areas that we need to emphasize and send logistics to, and we are not oblivious.
Enwa na mamena kano keep Ghana clean no wo dia obaye nyina no se wo so ye wo fam de na yamwa yempiepia fini nyina emfiri monten so ma wo my Ghana monten wan enei wo nkwa lorry stations ahodro no fi se de tie ni obetima akwa kogina so apemire wo bebi sa manfo no wo mo kire se aka de no won san kan ye eno ka wo bi ena ma efi esumsum ho ma me kire se wo matwro ni nyina e de agu nkrata so ya enche kura sa aka de ahodro ya beboa ama efi ya emene wo my Ghana no ase atuo no wo de ni nyina eba na ye de ma wi a wasan akwa kogina baabi akwaka se ye mfa aka de ma wo enu nti ena mo ankwa nkwa ye madwuma ene ye ye kwakwatie yei eye maame Sisiria Abnadapa, Minister Designate for Sanitation and Water Resources.
Ne mami to anensan so kire nse wo hwe ne man Ghana hase ya be wo gata kase de we kan open drains bi ne sa gata kase nya de se bakata so ene so da ho kwata na bra oti appointment committee na ni no ni nua ba kobu anse mame ne sa gata kakraka ogu kuroma da bia nsuo to ne nkrofo bakwata mbawuro be de kotumi uhu so onye oyese ho kata so ne nkrofo kura ya ne bata totom nti e basa se nka ho be kata so ana wadwene ye wo se ho wanhye ho furo bia ho de oba na ono ni ma Sisiria Abnadapa wo be kyense sa gata se abefana ne drains akase no de bentimi nyimfiri ho na nyimfiri ho kyena ne benti nkata so ne ina ne se be ya de ma se bia nsuo ta ene se bi obabi wo ha ne nsuo na bunkama fa so ntimi nya bi kura ntia nti sa drains ne bi wo ho a ene onam ane nkokoyo ne nipa bi ne mba dwene ne bensusu ye bone ye obetinti ne ba so awura jaka pam ne ba kwada na tum afei nsuo ne ntonya ne kroma ye se basa ofa bi awura ba be fa bia ne wura ade aboso ado wonse nipa bi ne mba dwene ne bensusu ye ne se sa open drains na se gata sakasa bi so no atwam aya a cake nka wasenne abafo kwana so bafa so be ne ma hodo de nso be ya de ma se nsuo atwa obuso befam se se be ka se hokata so wanhwe ya ne nsuo ho akobu nkama fa nkrofo so nti ne no ate wonom se ba de ne tuma nya fe ne o akoye ne ma bia obesei ne ma be ndada ne edi kanimpo ya wani road ministry mbanfo akodi nkomo afo ne western housing fo nso akodi nkomo nti sa eye drains na ban ba hu akwabna nifo be de bi abefo kwane so ya befa hydro so be di aye atwuma nti sa ne be gine tundi a be befa sa kwanya so na fei ba ye nkakra ne gata se ba bie so no batim ayi bi de afiri ho ne sesia ni mwanimu se gata kakraka drains tele nsuo to okwagu no be kata so de onti nya adwuma sa wanhwe ya ne nsu yiri ababa amane gandam ye ntie Cecilia Abnada pa.
I am more concerned about the open gutters than the open drains because the drains are for storm rain water. We cannot do away with the open drains. Otherwise, we'll be flooded in no time when it rains. I think the open gutters, they are archaic, they are passé, and we need to have the new design of road engineering. And one typical example is the one we have at the Abubloshi market. It's a modern design, and you see that the water passes through some vents. You don't have the open gutters for people to either pour in rubbish or litter. And I found out one thing also during the course of my tour of all the MMDs in Accra. These flying plastics, as soon as they touch water, they get stuck. So the roads minister, I've had engagements with him, and I think he's taking it on board. With the drains, they are under, between roads and works and housing mainly. They have the hydro unit to take care of that. But essentially, that is for storm water, which we need to have to be able to contain the rainwater. You know, we are in the tropical area, and we need that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, but when it didn't say one mayor minister designate farmer sanitation water resources Cecilia Abnada pa.
Afe ya kwa electoral commission wa masua ye na emfinsiam pino ene dunkunu mu ana yeto aba eyi small honorables na fe a unit committee for said the bayer na won bekwa assembly akwakoboa ama mansina assembly empuntunwa hodo atimi atumpon na abato ya akwa so ewo magana mu no se wudu ani kiremu ewo Enkranza North ena fe Enkranza South a wo mo de ewo mo anto aba anyi assembly members na fe unit committee no bi ewo ho ni nyina eyese menteme ho ase baye wabra na wono ma eto aba na electoral commission e de abeto dwa kire se animanimu ayi wono mo de hyehyia aguapono so ya ewo mo bi akwanya de ato ha ma de hye ya wono mo ewo Enkranza North ena fe Enkranza South se wono mo so ewo ne wono mo pepa se wo mbekwa assembly akwakoboa ama mpuntunwa timi afa ne ntima pa afira no wo mo so ma pick one forms na wo mo kire se abato ne nyame adoma April bosome da eto so dunsia ena sa aba no ebekwa so wo mfinsia mpinu ene na duo no ba konum na enam so ama electoral commission wo mo de atodwa kire se nomination forms no wo mo de bia akwakogu mansiri assembly no wo offices ahodo me kire electoral commission wo maso ya ahodo no nyina wo kwa obenya forms no bi afa sanso so na electoral commission wom website me kire abafo ntentan Kaseɛ no so okwa ho no mo abenya akwanya na wakwa pick wo forms no bi na wawie no na wo de nyina akwa koma returning officer ewo wo mansini ya otimu onom na ensem nkire mo potinti ye kwa ahoma so na ye ne ye nsem kire ni Clement Ayamba Akatili akwa twetwe nkomo ne ahwe Enkranza North Enkranza South abato mposia no so ahoboa ya wono ma ye edihwa abato ya ebekoso no Akatili sautimenka majoe
ye de minya be ma otremati ame padu
akra na mpom tisenie
yo kwata de boko
Clement ya nya ne ntia sa electoral commission de atodwa se nomination forms no wɔn abie de ama assembly members ya wɔn mo pɛsɛ wɔn kɔkɔfa forms na wɔn kɔ assembly kɔ boa ma mpuntuo etimi fa ne ntema pafira na wɔyɛ yɛ nam sini ya wo bo adwuma de boa yɛ ɛwɔ nkranza north south yi de ɛwɔ aprɔbɔ yɛ a wabɔ no sɛn ɛna abato no hyehyɛ ɛteɛ amanfo ani agye anaasɛ electoral commission wɔn tu din no amanfo ani ayɛ bosan
yo minia me na ase na ye na ye fiefu nyina so ase saa na tie ye be kai a 2016 28 November na Ghana fo nyina to aba ayi assembly members me say small honorable so no e ko ba say Nkwansa north and south to the ntimi akwoso o man to aba no say after atifu anase obi pe mu ntie mu pa na ko ye say investment issue na Nkwansa fo should be obi sika our Kaseɛ crowd bi a omo pese aban be gbo won ade ama won a antimi ama ne senti no opeyin bi ana ye fe na nya ko ababi o edi dom na nim bru enja ye se so mo fa anka omo sika na enya de a omo beto aba no eti ko ba se no ko matimi anto aba no o de aba no se 28 May 2017 na Nkwansa for itme eku oba eti ekoba me say na Ghana na ye to aba ayi honorable president limit no Nkwansa north and south assembly members are omo assembly in 4 years no ama eti no for a day eti omo be jai na assembly usika abewani komafam no eti about 28 May 2017 and first meeting after me na Ghana man say na wadi okuliku for na so that for MP you know June and first meeting actually na over Nkwansa south hasi na esi one a omo hete eye there a ombe timi aba ana omo timi amba ni pabo for other people man na say assembly members no omo ye 39 assembly members and I want Nkwansa south omo Nkwansa north so a omo so eye 22 assembly members and I want Nkwansa north na ye busa amanfo a na emire bi a esa omo beto ni esinu se omo so betimi up to in 2019 no dia no a omo process in there ni bi mu di ko omo no stress ebu saa time no ebu mo ko do musika eyeye process any campaign no ne no bi efika ho eti apa o ma boka nti e be de ne ebi mbeba no ko ga no ebi mu so o mo so contest na o hwe se de amanfo esi twa wo mu ho asem na unu mu din koma na da bia e ko ka pe ye to abai ko ko ma o mo betumi ata ba pie ba ebi mu so a o mo so ebi mu ko ko ba do contest no so now ebi mo so ewo bema emra omo se se commission ebe afemura kiga no wutimi se eyi omo da wunia emra na de yemi bima o ma ta se ewe fiem ka ya ma fo se ebe se na ye de to aba ayi assembly members
Clement yanhwe ebe ye se emfinhia kakra nie wudu ani kyeremo ewo Nkranza ne mpotamu a ewo mo ne assembly members ewo ho obi bebisa se eba ni say no a empuntunuma ho asem san ena sitie san se assembly members na de wo mo haw ebe kwa akwato assembly nanim ansa na assembly ni betu anamon a ewo mo atu anamon na sabre ye ne assembly members ewo ho enu tim puntunuma ho asem san na sitie Hello Clement. Hello Clement.
Assembly members akra enu mo di mo
Hello. Ayamba sa otimenka ya sa ukobɔ nkum so wono ba bi abo no da no. Ya te se de abuti abo no so no.
Ni pato se se de ye.
Yanko.
Yo, na de America ne se so mo na wona assembly members numbi ezin koma. O ma so mo ka ne se o mo he se esa aban no ebe bo no hombode anafo obere sisaye bi. Na ka akoba se Nkwansa for ye tu de ne wo hina. You betimi any omo gina afro goma no bia koso because of the say be am for say new wife no omo baba e na ebi mu susu say ekopase omo ba eno bu ho ma na ka so omo na wo sisi a asa no omo ye afi ekopase ebi aye che bibia o metime ka se ebi omo sisi a no ya ta amu manya bi ana so omo ba no we ma ji omo ni ma ebi akọ so ba omo so ba bi tiaje enti afa problem a omo mu farmer me kai emra omo ye se omo mo nto no one of candidates because I prepare for the court. Now I'm thinking, one of the and Ujaye, and Yasama, or home, and Cecilia, electoral commission, and the two got or bit to meet the king form, and I will be able to now contest. You say, send up Baba, every Ohio Marco to go contest. And the social aid, every man, but some members will almost cut and no cut on the set and to Lima there. Omo antimi anyebi omo antimi anyebi ekende amafo complain ka
na me jawa mawako de wo bibisa ne se aduabo ya boya nam so ama ya nto aba no se de wo masane dua no
okay what me ba se fa se wo bisa se yemfa se omo sane dua de ba omo ahu se ade no anya ayemwa nan enti wo se wo compare 2016 abaya tone wa ya there election let's say figure in ya now compare in 2020 abaya to ya think on kwasa omo to abano tone do do pa because 2016 no there election kwa no mu sisi di abano and the real kwasa sisi any amafo nyim no e yokura no kwa kwa one of free kwasa ha ne de editi abo edita ade we da na kwasa we bo ya mane fa ne sanka on coming sanka ete mo mo ya eto wo pe ni kijo na election kwa no mo obi ma se ha o mu tun se ya bodua enti o mo di o mo nko ko to aba no but 2020 wo compare aba o mo se na wo ti se akosoro pa ya di abo mo go on 2016 no ni yi no wo ti se be ka se se de ti mo fo no afiri o mu tirima afiri se ka se to assembly election na wo be wo se ni ka e ba to no e se be ye more than ebi a omo to 2017 no kra
Clement ye bedo wasipi ne wa mane bo ya wudi afiri Nkranza South and afi North Abarin
me ya me da wake
abusia ye nsam treni Ayamba Clement Akatile ena ye ti na mane bo edi free Nkranza ya wa kire se e wo mu se dua no wo mu nsane ye dua na nsoso e wo mu ankasa suansuo wo mu so ansa ena wo mu ahu de aduro wo mu ankwankoto aba no a empuntunyuma no e betwe asan enu nti wo mu nyina akoba nkrom se wo mu kwakoto aba na wo mu aboa mampuntunyuma afa ne ntima pafra e wo Nkranza North ena afi South abato mposua no so
ya to Kaseɛ no so ne de akoya ni maka ne hyɛ no so sɛ afidi a wotie yi ɔyɛ radio link 89.1 FM ne kenkane di free ɛyɛ bunu East Ahinkrota Chimamu ne yebutu echewa hotel junction pay ne Kumasi station no ne di ani nhwɛ
89.1
yɛnto aso ne yɛnsane nkɔ vetting committee ne anim appointment committee ne betena se ne bɛhwɛ ne nkwane se Owura Joseph Kujo yaba mpanyine aboni dini so me public enterprises so afo oba betena banim na afa babusabusa ne nsɛm ampa ne papa wo shine ne shoes to na tade so fɛɛfɛ aba betena appointment committee mpanfo anim se be musabusa na no asɛm a no ane se minority leader Haruna Idris asoro china objection ni ka ye ne se court de ne objection wo ho nso ne Haruna Idris ye be appointment committee anim na se nyina ne se ohunu se sa aye public enterprises ministry no oni nyina so bia benya hu ni nkyerase hu ni nkyeremu yie be hu ni sere ne bakɔ hu ni na ogina so nti no be ka sa pa Joseph Kujo ontena se ne ba ntoto na no adabi onti nkwankwa wie sa nti be ka atempanfo se we de be ntintuna se ma ben kwankwa busebisa paransem bia ne or the executive instrument year 12 civil service ministries instrument 2021 ne on the all can no watching say public enterprises ministry no okwasa amia ho bia wunhu nti obaya dia ben kwankwa frem ampane na dan wakofo no be musa no say akora public enterprises ministry na wa power Joseph Kujo dano no hefa ne owo ne badwuma bedi pa ne say ya ne waso apa ne say o matena se na fe ntoto na no enu akoye atwama ntwuma ne edaja man ye Haruna Idris to the pain so no ontena bi se sa na obaya dia mani be fani nyina no be hware bakɔ se be ma ntiasie mfiri mampanyine ho amfa krata bia makyerebe enya public enterprises in India bentena se men vet papa no ne yenti Owura Haruna Idris se de okeka ne nse no ode koye
immediate chairman with your
indulgence, we have, as I've indicated, Honorable Kujo is one of us. My objection, I think, is fundamental. I would wish that you relate to the presidency just to give us a formal official correspondence to enable us proceed. Even if it takes midnight with the correspondence from the presidency, we will do. But as we proceed, there is no Ministry for Public Enterprises, and our hands are tied because we should be assessing him based on the role he's going to play at that particular sector. So, Chairman, I'm making an application to you, and your ruling, the Constitution supersedes an EI. I have said that I have no difficulty with the President exercising his mandate under Article 78, but we are vetting him for what purposes? So, Chairman, if we can, we allow us to do consultation momentarily for 5-10 minutes, but I think that you and the leadership must be reaching out to the President to provide further and better particulars for us to proceed. I'll plead with you, Chairman. Allow us 5 minutes, then I do a consultation, and then we proceed. But to Honorable Kujo, bear with us. We are following fidelity and respect to the law. Chairman has done. So, Chairman, my application is still before you. It's not my intention that we take sides in this national exercise, but momentarily for Honorable Kujo, our side will just sit and observe whilst we wait for clarity and better particulars from the presidency. We do not intend to take part in further proceedings until we receive satisfactory explanation from the office of the president. So that will be our attitude to his vetting. Thank you, Chair. Chairman, if you listened to me earlier, I requested for this. I said we should just have 10 minutes consultation. I only came in when that was kind of not respected. I told, if you want to go back to the record, I couldn't have. That's when you even said that we should take a decision as a whole. I did. I said just 10 minutes consultation. I have nothing against the nominee, but we just want respect to the law. No, just 5 minutes consultation. I think so. 5 minutes.
Neya yetia yora herna Idris nti opesonya antiasia ansana ama owura Kujo atena se na feba team atosana nti apana to wode a so abetena hwa ba twene mampanyini onfa ntremu ma ya bento so ni nyina no deputy majority leader owura Alexander Afenyo Maken sori ginaye ne oka de kire nua ne se ne se wanya ade abinsi se wo hwe ne yi sa atena ya babotini ya oti se ministries of state ya mpanyifo abotina bekoya adwuma bo mampanyina atena ye mpepepe nti yebetima ye vetin no ene vetin no koso wi a oti se ministry of state pepepe na fei akire mpanyifo de no ye ba na panyina asha se na adwuma nti we de ohun ne so ye bia o kire so pai so a nti obema owura ha na drusu ne boafu na akasa se de oka no ni owura Alexander Afenyo Maken ni wo kire se wo hwese de ne bia adu na pa na nya ba wi a shine shoe so atuna tade so kama ya address abatena ho ba ma ne date ni aba no ka so ansa ne nkwada ba ne bia wasan na kwakwahye nti on de na dwe ne susu ye nkwade a nko kan de champion for say the ministers of state be de be no sa pepe ben vet papa no na fe onkwankwa to de dwuma so say the odi no na team abwa ne ministry bi wo hokora no ya foforo ne owo mpan for ben krata so nso ba ji betum beto ba no kama nti we so de onya foforo bia.
Mr. Chair, if I may have the floor. Mr. Chair, if we give due regard to Article 78(1) with respect, quote, ministers of state shall be appointed by the President with the prior approval of Parliament from among members of Parliament or persons qualified to be elected as members of Parliament, except that the majority of ministers of state shall be appointed from among members of Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, fundamentally, the nomination by the President, the effect is that the person becomes a minister of state and not appointed to a particular ministry. I have said, and I'll repeat, that the fundamental issue of clarity raised by my respected colleague is well grounded. But if you look at how it is situated, it is only in form. In substance, a minister of state has been nominated for vetting here. So the ministry has attached to it that he is saying that, look, he sees that there is some omission. To what extent does that stop us from proceeding? If the intention is to get clarity, then my view is that as Parliament, we can proceed. What we are doing now is not a finality. In fact, after voting, we will not even take a vote now, or that we are not the plenary. I therefore hold the humble view that the earlier position by Mr. Chair that we can proceed whilst immediate steps are taken, clarity on this matter would not in any event, have any serious effect on our work. It would rather help us proceed as time is of the essence and as the supposed defect is not so fundamental. So I would humbly plead with the Honorable Minority Leader that it wouldn't hurt to proceed whilst the very clarity he seeks to get is pursued by the chair. After all, he is part of the leadership of this committee. So the communication will be transmitted to the appointing authority for clarity. Thank you, Mr. Chair. To the extent that we are making this call in good faith and we hope to maintain the good atmosphere, why not? To the extent that we mean well.
Ne ya yekotie ye yoro Alexander Afenyo Markins. Ne nanu si yepe ni owura Patrick Guamwa na fe Samuel Kujeto Abla kwabaliba no otum. Sanse ne twema mentwe ya okoso nyina ne TV so ne begina. Bia wo hwebi amono ne fuo Managana fuo. Bia ni tuatua de mra se bedafu beye. Oni se de owura Joseph Kujeto no tewa. Na ne maye bonya. Ne besile se obaya we de benfa free camera no so. Benfa nkopete bi ntanya sa bennu camera no. Na fe benni kane benka ase no kokuam. Ansa na baba betena se bato ase no so. Ne yentie Patrick Guama na fe Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa.
Mr. Chairman, I think you've made a very good point, but I suggest that we've been sitting as a committee and we've worked closely together up to this point. If we could give ourselves some 10 minutes off camera to discuss some of these issues that they've raised. Say again, we should proceed. If the chairman has ruled, fine. But I was thinking we should, because we've worked closely to this point, and this is not a matter that should break that cordiality. We should go off camera, sit and resolve this in 5 minutes. I don't think a phone call to seek clarity will spoil it. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I strongly support the suggestion by my respected colleague, Honorable Patrick Guama. 10 minutes, because we are here to work and we are willing to work. We have nothing personal against the nominee. It's just a fundamental legal issue a leader has raised. Let's not, as it were, affect the cordiality and congeniality with which we have worked thus far. So, Mr. Chairman, I don't think 10 minutes to go into conclave and seek further clarification from Mr. Speaker and His Excellency the President will hurt. Just 10 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
Ne ayete Patrick Guama na fe Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa. Ne nyina no appointment committee ne gentani yewura Joseph Osewusujo Wise. Ni wodi otoba ni nse he wa pe kwaro afiri mpanyini ho. Wa pese papa no kwatena fie kyena na nsa ne shan ne shoes mra o. Minti nkwankwa from mpanyini wa telephone so mutan se mpanyini ne wa public enterprises no o kyerɛ se ne honcraft akora wo he ne adentino wa pada ba ha wa bra wonkyekye nsɛm wa bra speaker oni ho hwe nti we dia nua no hom yanto aso o ne yankoya nim ne speaker wonti nkoya bi wa bra ne oye adwuma hyemra se bidafo yansa ne wasa ne ho wa maduru mpanyini kura no oye adwuma foforo nti obesere se behwe ne bento aso ampa mpanyinfo te ase ne papa no ba vet no.
Is this point I must make clear? I think there are certain matters which require decision by the committee. And so if we have raised issues like this, you raise it at our pre-sitting meeting or pre-sitting, we'll discuss them and take a decision. I think we should not continue to jump matters after we have brought in a nominee and sworn him for consideration. The second one is that I think it's totally inappropriate for me, sitting here as a committee chairman, to take a matter arising out of here to the presidency without going through the committee of the House. The matter is brought before us at the committee. We report to the House, and in particular instance through Mr. Speaker. I don't think I should be able to go behind the Speaker to speak to the presidency in matters like this. So let's proceed with what we can. It's noted that an objection or a question is raised as to a ministry not created, so to speak, which will be contained in our report, that this matter was brought to our attention as a committee, and we draw the House's attention to it. But I was asking if we have a consensus on suspending and doing. Yes, so the nominee will kindly excuse us. We will call you back, please. Thank you, Chairman.
ne ya yekotie ewura Joseph Osewusu appointment committee bedwentinani
na Alhaji Seidu Haruna wodi wani kiremo ewo wanchi abato mposu aso a wano na ya mrase bedwani na wakwakwa ya de fefe de ma nipa num ya nano ada beto dwase eja hwenhwen to wo modam ema ni nyina hye ye dane atukwatenafo no na Alhaji Seidu Haruna etrese wabra wote sansem no eyani ya papa esanse wabra eja no to mu no wonom nyina dane atukwatenafo ya na babia wo mbeda ehu aye dindia ma wo mo na no bayo se na wotwe mienu atwa mu kronie ena amanebo beto dwa kire se wodi wani kire mu ewo ewanchi biaye bia ye fra no wanoma enam so ma jahwehwen siye adankura mako nan ni nyina ehye dwere ba ya wo ye ne bibia da enye yie na wabra Alhaji Seidu Haruna wote sa asem no ena wafade to ne ho so se wo bekwa akoboa wo mo na wo mo so nya babipa edi wom tiri ato enam so ma wokuta eninsam sumenti enkotokuo mako beye se aduasa ena afei enchanse ahodo ya wo mo de bebo wom sesen kakra ede kan ho ya wo kokokye de ma wo mo na wabra Alhaji Seidu Haruna odasa ne ma nyina di wieje ena wone nsantrofo twetwe nkomo na ode atodwa kire se eja ye oboafo wono kuro ya san ye kodiawo ni na ebre ya yawura mu no enya brepa enu nti obakoto asre Ghana de hye nyina kanka wone a wo mo de anyina mahodi edi dwuma ahodo ewo wo mafie mu no se wono mo kwa adwuma ewo mo homoden na anyina mahoden kanea no ewo mo numdum ni nyina entwetwe won plugs ni nyina da emfa ngu ho na wo mo kwa adwuma ba wo mo asen aba besisa ahyehyem wone mfa bie ena wode adesre ato Ghana National Fire Service fo anim se wono mo mfa ntete ema Ghana de hye na wono mo hunu sunsuanso ya anyina mahoden ya wo mo yusio no ebetumi dia basanse yade ansunsuanso bone pa ebatabata ho enu nti se Ghana de hye nyina da eto wom tirim na wo mo hu kwan ya wo befa so wo be yusu anyina mahoden no a wo be ya hwe ye papapa edi afa anyina mahoden no ho Alhaji Seidu Haruna
Sibia sayiwe emse bushfire na nya kaka ho haju ye papa enti we emse eka men hihye a ewo me local manifestos mu se ma hu sa ye local the National Fire Service for no ni o se ye ma omo adwuma ye o se omo ye ma omo ye February de unse bibia aye dried enti no jaka krabe beto bibina kire se na ade asayaba nti ebe hwese sane mawe yebe ma fire for no ato amanfo for bra ye ko e October November ye ko no na ya share sa education ase ma fatu me ho so ya me aduma afibia me force se me sa de no se de be ya amanfo be ya hweye na duru sa mere so a ebe to amanfo fu se ye cylinders ya esi edem wa kitchen ni na se for do asisi miamia bebre nso ye hwese we ye bompa ese me ye nti bibi sa biom fire for na ye adwuma kasa na mo bo hu dawro se de be ya bibi se enkosi o e friends ye kuro ahia mane nyina bibia mantuma ye friends pin pan from acha sa ro hu ye aja ya sin su to su for modern adwuma se ko sha se nche biasa ne o se ka krabe betima ya aboa usianfo no o se be hwe omo ti kakra ide abai dia aja chance packet menene cement 30 bags aide abasa busianfo hwe se on be to omo sakakra no ma bo se de be ya animanim ya mbetuma wie baabi no manya baabi e de omo tiato ti we de ya ma mo shadin ya danyame asusu se wo de omo nkwa no che omo abra jano e no anko se bibi anko je obi anko no na me na beda na se
Alhaji Seidu Haruna ekire se na anu adansuo to ye nanso from aye dendende wono monye enchanse packet mienu na facementi kotokuo mako aduasa wo momfamwa na wo momo onsesen se de be na wo benya baabi ati wontiri atom na ni nyina mu no ana Owura Mohammed Moro wogina mo agi niam nyina edi ma nipa num ya na anu ada ejahwenhwen to wo modem ma wo madane atukotenafo na omde asida piesie ama Alhaji Seidu Haruna se wabɔ ne homoden aba wo mo asraba mu na wabeya de fefe ya ti seye edi ama wo mo kire se ebere wo mu anya brepa emu aden nan soso wo pani wote nsem no wanya ne nhwemu ana waba wo msraba mu abaye wo ma de fefe ya ti seye na ne asida piesie enka ne din
da wona boase se ni wai ni obi an be sa asem no to ye na animanimu na oba abehwe o hye ni kwan so se o ba beboa me ne mo akora na me hwe na minnim se wi se ba aburo ma genu ti ase so da na sipi se de minnu apanyi kan di kan bi o jani dam bi huni o twam ko ono de obedure na adu so o de fast o ye ntamba ha eni ye be Kaseɛ ampa so wan twintwen so kura na o de siminti ni nkyɛnse na abrɛ e mani so bebre nyame na me de da na se waya de pa nyame hira no nyame ma ye do no ka oda na emre bia so ehia nyame ma o mehwe anim na mmoa bia o so nyankopɔn mmoa o so na akunya no ntimi kina so nche ehia mmoa ba yentimi nhye o musisi ni o mu beye bia ani be so asida so na de mo ba bebre be boae esan ba behwe omutu ana mo behwe so mo ko mbesana ba na me yar no mo ba ni o mu de be ba bia ani be so so
ene ya ye kwakwati ye aye Owura Mohammed Moro wanu na gina mu agi niam ahodo ne nyina ewo nipa num ya wo mo dan hye ye no edini mu
ma yento anse no so na fe yemfa nwura nsem fufurom nei ba bedo atia wo eye tachima nkroponi ni be Kaseɛ ba senya be ka nyina se be sere mampanyine o ma ne ho nyehye ne ne nhyehyɛ ya sono nko a kye se odi oba beboa ama atia ne to ne bo no atim agina yie aboa bete sere kokwa akuafo banya bede no afe ontimi nyina so sa pepe akuafo bi ya bede yama ne bofo no na ma yebo di nkomo no betere se wo hwe ne 3 crop development authority abampanyina pa ho ntoma na benya mfa aboa bi amaye ya bede aboa be na akuafo be bube se dia tofo be beto atia na be bube pa na tie ho adwuma onna fom ne se ne ma situa no panfo ansore waka anyina ene obeha adwene ne yankwa homa ne so na fei yandi Owura Clement Anane ono ni ye churchfo de Ghana National Cashew Farmers Association yeni nkombo ne emusa ne se cashew no ana atia alakadi ni tono sepa no tie no enokore sa atofo no bebu akuafo na na Owura Anane otime nka ma wadwo
ye many aba
ya da se waje peneni radio link obedi nkombo wo tachima bono isa hinkuru
yo mekia atiefo enkanka radio link atiefo nyina
atiefo da sere beje sonso nnai atia eye cashew ne tono akuafo bi ba to ba no ntuo pese atofo be sisi be chinchin bensa sa na se no otie
sa pepepe ai me kan se na ai ene se ya akuafo na senka yeti yede ai boba nso mre nyina no atafo no ana ede boba na de nti o mofa so eye no se wen ankasa no ye nuru dwem ho a wo moton ye Kaseɛ no enti wo mo na ede do free ho ekosan eno nti kwanya na o mofa so sisi no ene na ye se aban se o mre no ena aban ba ya wa beti we crop development authority se board ene power kura so sen koko board afi nko wi a board no anti me anko price ama afi wo hwa na bias no edi price buy se wa wo to no CD 7 CD so ACD so wo mo nyina emeton no 5 CD na se nya sisi anka menim se obi a ofi ni baabi no obeton bibi wo beton bibi onim sukabdu a okura ena onim nyamadu a ohia na nipa na nya abona gine pose o beton no CD 7 CD na o de ko ni promo a obenya mfaso na wo ma asisi no atinya san se o se wo mo nyina ento no 5 CD make say asisi a ebroso enti 5 CD no kura aboka no so a wo ma atinya nyina no e wo fa wo ma sa tia ba se kura sampa ha mewi say 4 CD e no mo ton no na 4 CD na kese asisi no a wo bisa wo ma de enti a ebo no eba form so a wo mo nya bibia anka de wo mo ka no se mo se mo nton mo de no maya la Côte d'Ivoire for the one be ba e hokura de o mba ye ma on 3 cities kura o moje enti ni ba be ka we sere wa na de na woka enti we ama me so ma ku ha na mo me tu ha na mo e declare ta akoma president me ma ni do presidency say ni e koso nie na the board na what ye no so so ni mfa so na ama akuafo no so ada na oba no agu aban so say me board no kura ko na abese ni o makura enti ni e wo ho no kasa no president nso oyo obi a wo ti bibisa on traso enti enura wo tuma research team bi e ma wo ba sampa ha ebeka this is miensa ebomu ewo German North, German South, then German West, one Beshia Sampa. Buta miensa, a Beshia Sampa, a ho, and near a Crafone, Womo Sofreno, Womunia, Yedina, F2, Womo Kraka, so Womon from President Asonti. Womo free ho ene, a banner, a time, and when she was a Crofono Akosia, a honum, and our Mafas again say. Kwai on the first one, a president, and near air cost of steady, or most of Freno, steady as a tiano, kind Tinia, air cost or a inumuno. Now, him, yes, I know. And then, under pay the Wakwana, this assembly, a frame, the Koya, or the cracker, mammy, crack out a new Kwan or mature cracker. Say, dissect. Stakeholder meeting or Chinankwa 24. And Brady and coming who say assembly emergency meeting kura for anka say be about 3 or 4 days and sana. So no 22nd on my address letter no or 24 stakeholder meeting. Our paramount is me and sana ya invite you ya invite national association as invite the district association. Say or momla plus the bias no say here measure for stakeholder meeting. Say a hono ya hono say nyamba bi apusu minum na ye tinka nti nyamba pese mekano no
nti ni chese beba won kire obot se bia kwatwa bode afiwura ma ba ne wo beto aka se bia mbode die ndi ojumpindu bere ba chese bia we de meto ne siri ha
bia ba na chese ni personal ti ono be jam kai no so a ni open na auto na o se ya Anton ye de na mana la Côte d'Ivoire for the beba
na se wa ton so tan no wo ye de kwagu fie
na borders no so a o matumo no ni ntimi hu se ya ko na enko gina borders no o mo fi ne kwan a ntimi hu enti ni ye kan no na board no so ye hu ye board no ni a because none no last minute na so you know CEO no kochia no say mo ka na enya dia ebutaye mmae
odi owura na ne waka se ho akwakwo hie nkoa idie ye ntwene so 24 de kene ya nti ya betwene ho na fei national district ne ba yesere ne hwane fori na ho hia wi a ya baji mu nkyiremu we de aduru abode ni sebade anu ye papa bi na oba
yo okay and am I here ya tu no na ye ti no ma no ye na kan kakra ye ti no
ya bo mpa se bo papa bi baba ma ho
ya da se
owura anane eye Clement no tin se okasa ye church for the Ghana National Cashew Farmers Association adam pa atofo ne bebu be pa bebu akuafo no sanse beba be kire bo de pese be de mawo na ifa sidi de kraba snati so durufo sidi ogwakan be Côte d'Ivoire fo kra de 3 sidi ndi wa mfa ba wo da so atia be de hogufie wonti nso anko ne ba dra ni de abesa oya de oha atwene ne yenko ne yenko tie akuafo no be nsem a be ne yama ne bofo na ma ye bo akan ni bi.
In fact, a few years, born a Yamayan cry. Now, one time, you won't pan and say, at a phone if you're butchers on bar. Young Ghana born come on, about from the born come, or like 1 kilometer be at 10 cities. Now, our buffer man, no one other candy or no peg be of 30 pesos, 1 kilo, no, the amount from no fuck is in a good one. In fact, about an entry, my Emuya. Sabi, Stefama Nima, Meno Yenipa, Ewo Yasuemu, na family of Masunya Bete, so be Diakashu, Amanaba, na Obia, Sabi, Onya no, Dana Wabedu, some fast workers see I also.
And Ukraine said the Ebenya and Kabine Emeso Cashew, said your Toko Kono, Cashew Kuyafosu, says, O my Nimuye, Woody, and yet Titru Kuyafo, yes, Rabine. Yes, sir. Yes, I buy Remu. Epa na tofono. Esi siye kuyafo. Yes, sir. Buying. Yes, I buy funny na isi from. No more kuyafo ni ebre. Bedasi.
me wa Kaseɛ fo be 4 acres e wa wanchi na se de adwuma no ekɔ no enye kura amaye tofo no omo ba na omu sisie enti mo mmɔden asɛm be tum amaye enti sa e be twani nyina gu edo aburo
Kaseɛ no de no kwa de baako akuafo ya na ebre wo be kwa kofa pani pa ma na besesa cashew na ya kɔma otirisi di kanokro enye nti asa ba mo ba mu na mo be boy kakra na ye ebre nso to na ehwe awie ho kyere nti ye sra ban onwuram
na sese in fact akuafo ye ebre papa na cashew be start here beto no 55 eche say bag here akoye 5.5 na eye my pa na eso ye ni sa afede kakra bi de hu ya say atoa tihwi sese 35 wo be fampafo wo be sesa wo wi a wasan de ni nyina mampafo sese in akuafo ye ebre nti se be ya nka aban mmerem na o meboa ye nipa wo no ane aba wototo na de nti de obeka se obeto ne sa na obeto na sa aban so tobi a ebetima ama ne wotoen anhwe a wanto ne kase a wu nya bi ni nyina be kwa aban ho nti be so ebe ma be so be de ntumu aba ma akuafo ye so ye ho a ye hye ti ye de sra aban so mmerem na akuafo ye ebre
wei ye akuafo ne bi na ote se be kasanse we de mampanyi be sraw bram
Kaseɛ na si make out says wutie bia now ne wutie ye edifa www.radiolinkgh.com so tuning.com so nfa modernghana.com so wasamu for ya wo kuru nkyerɛ nsɛm nyinaa edigu ye nimu sɛ yankenkan ɛyɛ bawa mabi dia wɔtena fide na chi ɛyɛ sika hema ericus na dawroma wadi anim ekoko butubutu Facebook na nka wo sɛ kenkan messages no de ma na so ebre nti DJ Faru wogina hanom ya woye ye mpinido eno nti ye sɔre so edie na wode nwompa ana eto aso na mo akenkanfo ya ye de Kaseɛ no ɛsommo ɛyɛ me wɔkyerema chiame kwadwusumene
obapa efia aboaje wane ne bodo okoso nti agudie makomfo betena se na fei bede said ya kansie nse ne bekobia no bede abanti comment no anwumre bede otaso